Lebih kurang 5 minit lagi. Kita tunggu lagi ya. Sekejap.
I need your love right now. And I want to show you how. Come on.
Okey dah cikgu Ben. Okey. Okey, Assalamualaikum dan selamat petang diucapkan kepada semua guru ya, peserta-peserta bengkel pada petang ini ya. Okey, saya Cikgu Shena dari SK Rantau Panjang, Bestari Jaya sebagai moderator pada petang ini. Okey. Saya akan share skrin sekejap. Ya. Okay, semua nampak ya saya punya ni? Saya punya skrin ya. Okey, tajuk bengkel online e-didik Malaysia pada petang ini adalah Google Classroom for CEFR ya, sekolah menengah ya. So daripada pukul 3 hingga pukul 5 petang. Okey, saya harap mungkin ya daripada peserta-peserta bengkel kita daripada mungkin cikgu-cikgu sekolah ataupun mungkin pelajar-pelajar kolej ataupun mungkin bersyarah. Okey, selamat datang saya ucapkan dan tahniah dan syabas pada yang join bengkel online e-didik Malaysia petang ini ya. Mungkin ya ilmu ni kalau kita banyak lagi belajar makin kita tak tahu kan. So harap-harap perkongsian ilmu ya pada petang ni untuk daripada presenter kita pada petang ini dapat dimanfaatkan bersama-sama lah ya cikgu-cikgu. Okey. Sebelum saya memperkenalkan kita punya presenter pada petang ni, okey. Ya. Okey. Okey. Ya, nama Cikgu Jaya ya, ada Cikgu Jaya ya. Okey, nama guru presenter kita adalah Cikgu Vijaya Devi Virasami. Selamat petang Cikgu Jaya. Dengar tak saya?
Dengar jelas. Terima kasih.
Okey. Cikgu Jaya daripada berkhidmat dari SMK Engku Husain Semenyih Selangor. Okey. Macam mana keadaan Semenyih cikgu? Hujan ke?
Tak hujan tapi macam mendung sikit.
Itulah macam kat tempat saya ni daripada pagi hujan, gerimis. Itulah harap-harap internet okey lah kan. Okey. Cikgu Jaya pengalaman mengajarnya 30 tahun ya. Okey, memang lama ya Cikgu Jaya, memang pengalaman ni rasa 30 tahun dah ni. Kalau saya rasa kalau kawan-kawan ramai dah pencen ya. Tapi memang mantap lah Cikgu Jaya ya. Dah 30 tahun berkhidmat di Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia ya, okey. Dan beliau akan bersara wajib pada tahun 2025. Okey, mata pelajaran yang diajar sekarang adalah bahasa Inggeris tingkatan 3 dan 5. Dan beliau berpendidikan sarjana muda pendidikan master. Okey. So pada petang ini sebelum saya serahkan kepada presenter ya, cikgu-cikgu saya ingatkan peraturan bengkel adalah pertama cikgu-cikgu peserta bengkel sila tutup mikrofon. Okey, yang kedua sila tutup kamera. Okey, jika ada soalan boleh buka mikrofon atau tulis soalan di ruangan Q&A ya. Okey, link untuk borang penilaian bagi presenter kita akan diberikan ya, mungkin 30 minit selepas perkongsian ni berlangsung. Cikgu-cikgu pun bolehlah isi borang penilaian tu sambil mendengar perkongsian ilmu daripada Cikgu J ni, Cikgu Jaya. Okey. So kemudian ada lagi link yang akan diberikan iaitu link sijil dan link SPL KPM yang akan diberikan di hujung, ya, hujung kita punya bengkel. Dan diharapkan peserta-peserta bengkel setialah ya, tunggu sehingga hujung kita punya bengkel ya, dalam masa 2 jam ya. Okey. So ECJ ni hanya untuk pemegang akaun e-didik, edu my saja ya. Jika tiada email e-didik, bolehlah memohon atau PM kita punya SC Komumat kita e-didik Malaysia, Habib Mat kita ya. Okey, dan teruslah menyokong e-didik Malaysia. Okey, tanpa melengahkan masa lagi ya, saya serahkan kepada Cikgu Puan Jaya lah. Cikgu Jaya ataupun Teacher Jaya untuk teruskan kita punya bengkel. Silakan. Okey, silakan ya Puan Jaya.
Okey, selamat petang dan selamat datang kepada guru-guru ke bengkel online e-didik pada petang hari ini. Okey. Jika cikgu lihat tajuk saya, sebenarnya tajuk saya, sebentar cikgu. Alright, okey. Okey. Sebenarnya tajuk saya ni kalau cikgu lihat adalah Google Classroom for CEFR. Okey. Dan bila kita sebut CEFR selalunya CEFR ni adalah berkaitan dengan bahasa Inggeris. Jadi saya ada bertanya dengan pihak penganjur, adakah saya perlu gunakan bahasa Inggeris atau bahasa Melayu. So memang pihak penganjur kata since tajuk adalah bahasa Inggeris, Puan J teruslah dengan bahasa Inggeris. Tetapi saya nak tanya juga dengan para hadirin. Adakah para hadirin perlu saya beri penerangan dalam bahasa Melayu atau adakah saya boleh teruskan dengan bahasa Inggeris? Untuk saya dua-dua bahasa is fine. Macam mana moderator?
Saya tu ada yang English tu. Cikgu Ben cakap English. Tak tahulah yang lain kan. Peserta bengkel lain macam mana.
Alright. Kalau Cikgu Ben kata English, kita Englishkan. Okay, alright, kita English. Okay, so I will start my presentation today in English 1119. Okay, alright, English is okay, alright, fine. Okay, so once again, I welcome all of you. A very good evening to everyone who is present here, and thank you very much, Madam Moderator, for introducing me to the audience. Alright, so as you know, my name is Vijay Devi and I'm usually known as Puan J among friends and teachers. Alright, so those of you who are in a few Telegram groups, you know me also. And as the moderator said, I am from Semenyi, Selangor, the state with the highest COVID-19 cases for yesterday. Alright, so the title for today is Google Classroom for CEFR. And you might be wondering why the title is such. Google Classroom for CEFR. Google Classroom should be general for all subjects. But why is this especially for CEFR? Okay, because let's look at this. I wonder if you know where I got this from. If you look at the highlighted area here, it says English language is dominantly used in information and communications technology, the ICT. Pupils need to master it to enable them to have easy access to information that is available via the electronic media such as the internet. So where did I get this excerpt from is from this book. It is in the beginning of our DSKP, the introduction of our DSKP itself the introduction, the very introduction talks about ICT and how our pupils need to master ICT for their daily life and when they leave school. So the pupils should be able to equip themselves with the necessary skills in order to keep pace in a rapidly emergent global economy. All right, as indicated in the Malaysian Education Blueprint. So I got this excerpt from our DSKP, and it is in the beginning of the book itself. So when I was looking at this, I realized that the need for CEFR to bring in Google Classroom into their teaching is very, very big. Therefore, I chose this topic, and I've been preparing how to handle this topic because it is quite, how to say, quite a dry topic, I would say. It's a dry topic, but when you start to practice it, you will find it is really very, very interesting. So let's look at this. Why I chose this topic. The first is to share information on Google Classroom to teachers. So I have been doing this for quite a long time now. Ever since we have been going online, I have been promoting Google Classroom to many, many teachers in many, many online meets like this and training sessions. I find that the Google Classroom is a very amazing tool. It's an amazing application provided by Google themselves. Also, even though Microsoft also has its classroom, and also Apple users have their classroom as well, but this Google Classroom, I find it that is amazingly user-friendly, not only on the teacher's end, but also on the student's end. So I have chosen, every time when I'm given the opportunity to for any presentation or sharing, I always go for Google Classroom because I find that I have to promote this since I'm at my old age. Considerately, I have 3 or 4 years before I retire. So I call upon all the younger teachers to make full use of this amazing application provided by Google. Also, we need to create more online lessons for students in order to produce more responsible netizens. Now, when we look at the present pandemic situation, now we have been looking for all sorts of online tools to communicate with our students. What was happening before the pandemic? Were the students not using any online tools or device or gadgets? Come to think of it, our students are excellent when it comes to gadgets and device and applications. They can just go to YouTube, they can just download videos, they can extract the audio, they can snip the audio, they can join it with other, with their own selfies or their own creation. They're doing an amazing job. And some of our students tend to divert, they go the wrong way, so they become very, very irresponsible. So now that we teachers have become very, very proficient in using online tools to communicate with our students because of this pandemic. Now is the time that we have to take the responsibility to steer our students, to show them the best way to be the best netizens. All right, so Google Classroom is a very appropriate tool, I would say. And also, why I just chose this topic was for as a call to all the younger teachers, okay, to start a plethora of online materials for our personal lessons bank. All right. So when we have our own bank, we can just come back online anytime. Everything, all our materials are at our fingertips in our drive. All right. So this is why, these are the 3 reasons why I chose this topic. So this is the amazing icon of the amazing application, the Google Classroom. Okay, so when we look at CEFR, I think most of you are familiar with the themes, all right, and also the main skills that we have to use in our daily teaching lessons. And beginning 2021, all of our students from Standard 1 right up to Form 5, all our students under the Ministry of Education will be having CEFR English. And these are the skills that we'll be working with them. All right. And also, I have taken a little excerpt. Please excuse me for the blurred vision of the picture. I think I must have shaken my phone when I took a copy, when I took a shot of this. Okay, it says here, this excerpt is from our textbook, right at the end of our student's book. It says, no part of this work covered by the copyright herein may be reproduced or distributed in any form. So I will use as little as possible materials from the textbook. And for your, we should always be careful with when we take excerpts from any book. All right, we have to look at the copyright issues. Okay, so let's move to Google Classroom. So that's the end of my slide. So yes, I will be using, let me show you first. All right, let me show you first the interface for Google Classroom. All right, so what it looks like, the appearance. So okay, let me go to a new one. Okay, when you have a new account, if you have never opened a Google Classroom, so it will be like this. It will look like this. No classes here. So I'm going to show you my Google Classroom. So this is my Google Classroom. So when I go scroll lower, I have reached the maximum. All right, I had reached the maximum. When you open a Google Classroom, you can have a maximum of 1,000 students under your classes. All right, so I have exceeded actually. Okay, so yeah, let me just go back here. So far, is there any questions so far? Madam Moderator, so far no question. I want to ask this class for English, right? Yes, this is for English. All right. Okay, so let me go back.
No question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to show you briefly. My Google Classroom. First, we will look at all the elements that are in the Google Classroom. So where Google is concerned, every line, every a symbol, every dot every arrow has a function. All right, so as we know, when we click on the 3 lines here, this is the main menu. All right, so here, if you look at the top, we have classes, the list of classes, and then we also have the calendar. All right, I will come back to the calendar in a while. And below it, we have this one, to review. To review will be when you have given assignments to your students. So when the students have already received the assignments, the list will appear here by class, all right, by class for every class. So you can just pick and choose your classes. and you can see what are the assignments that your students have turned in, and you have to review. All right, so you can see my classes here. I have so many. Is because I was helping my school English panel to run a program during the MCO, the present MCO. What happened is, if you can see, these are all Form 5 classes. We have a 7-week program whereby every week we will execute a set of trial paper to our students, section by section, paper by paper. So one day they will have one section or one paper, and the students will handle the paper. They will work on the paper, on the assignment, and then they will turn into the teacher. So let me just show you one. All right, I will show you one. This one is under the panel. So I created all this for the whole school, and for your information, in my school we have 14 Form 5 classes. 14. It is a big school. We have more than 3,000 students, and we have 14 Form 5 classes. So I created 14 classes. That is why I said I exceeded 1,000 maximum students. So since I have created for the English panel, so under the list of people, I have all my teachers, all the Form 5 teachers here. All right, all the Form 5 teachers here. And since we go by class, all the students are also here. Okay, so this will be the interface of the classroom. So now if you want to know why I have so many classes, all right, so question is answered. So you have to review here. So if I choose one class, for example, if I choose one class from here, so I can go here and look at the assignments that I have to review. All right, so I have the review list here. Also, I can review to do. I can look at the to-do list. To-do list will be for classes where I have enrolled myself as a member, or of course, since we say Google Classroom, so I will be the student. All right, so this is what it looks like. So if you look at this, here we have classes calendar, we have to review, and then we have to do. The same thing appears here. All right, so it's the same thing. You have to do, you have to review, and also you have calendar. Now the calendar is a very important application incorporated into Google Classroom, since we are giving assignments with due dates. All right, so Google has has brought in this application, because if you look at your app here, Google Calendar is an app by itself. There, Google Calendar is an app by itself, but Google has brought in the calendar into Google Classroom so that it will be easier for teachers to look at their work. So if I show you my calendar, you will be shocked. Okay, let me just show you my calendar under Google Classroom. The calendar is for 1 week. All right. Oh, not so shocking, yeah. All right, let me go here. So what you can see here is, you can see, if I scroll down, for one day on this Tuesday, I have this many assignments due from my students. Okay, I have this many is because, like what I told you, that's why I explained to you just now why I have so many classes. I have 14 Form 5 classes here. So whatever assignments that I give to them on behalf of my English panel will appear in my calendar. All right, so it looks a lot, but what how to say, what Google has done to make things easier for teachers is, you can go up here to all classes and just click on the arrow and choose the class that you want to look at. All right, so for example, I am teaching this class, so I'm just going to click on this class, and I can see the assignments that have been given to that particular class. All right, so can look at my form 3, for example. Okay, only this many. All right, so don't have to worry when you see your calendar is so, oh my god, isn't it? Scroll, ayo, so many. Okay, so you can look at your calendar by class. Okay. All right, let me go back here. So you have to do review, and you have calendar, and all these will be the classes that you have created, and also the classes that you have enrolled yourself as a member. All right. Okay, these and for your information, you can actually, for example, if you see that this class, formerly it was, previously it was way below here, the class that I'm teaching. For example, this is the class that I'm teaching is way down here. So I might have to scroll every time that I want to look for this class. So what I can do is I can just click and drag it, and I can relocate my classroom, okay, right to the top, so that every time I open Google Classroom, my 2 classes are up here, so I can just easily open and look at, view the content. Okay, so we have looked at from left to right. Okay, so this symbol, of course, is for you to either to join a class as a member or for you to create a class. And the waffle here, of course, is a shortcut to all the applications that you can use, provided by Google. All right. Okay, so let's look at how to create a class. Of course, we create a class. Okay, so let me just give a name for this. Okay. All right. This example. Okay, so I have created. Oh, while we are waiting for Google to create the class, I would just like to put in a word that I can see my internet strength is not as strong as it should be, although it is 5G. So if I happen to lose you, or if you happen to lose me, just hold on there. I will try to come back. Okay, so this is the class that we have created today. So if you see here, Google has already brought in the Google Meet link. All right, so prior to the pandemic, this was not inside Google Classroom, but ever since the pandemic happened, and teachers were grappling actually, so Google has brought this in to the Google Classroom to help teachers to generate Meet links, okay, and to have face-to-face interaction with students. Okay, so and also, yes, yesterday someone was asking me how many students can we have, or how many participants can we have for Google Meet, whether it is for Google Classroom or just the Meet by itself. Because this particular teacher, she was having a function in the school and they were supposed to use Google Meet for the function. So she was worried because only 100 participants can take part. Yes, because Google did allow us to have 250 participants right up to end of September only. All right, so ever since 1st of October, we could only have 100 participants. Okay, so we have the Meet link in our Google Classroom. So this part here is a banner, and of course we can change the look of our banner, or we can select theme that has been prepared by Google. All right, you can just click and choose what you like, or you can upload a photo that you have. All right, I have shown how to do this in a previous session. with EDD also. Okay, so if we look at this, again, we have these 3 lines. It's the same thing, right? Your classes, your review, to-do list will be here. And also you have these archived classes. Archived classes will be, for example, if you see my Google Classroom here, I have so many classes mainly for Form 5. So when these Form 5s have finished their SPM next year, so I wouldn't be needing these groups anymore. So what I will do is I will just click on these 3 dots here and archive the class. So you notice that when you click on these 3 dots here, there is no delete function. All right, there is no delete because we only archive. So if you are so adamant that you want to delete, so what you can do is you can go to your archived classes. Okay, these are classes that I've archived, so you can see that they have these lines here to say that they are not active anymore, right? And then you can click on the 3 dots here and then you can delete. So once you delete, it's gone forever. There is no U-turn, no turning back. So therefore, Google themselves advise teachers not to delete classes. All right, you can archive the classes. So you can do that. So here you have archived classes and then you have the settings. All right, the settings will be for your class, the class that you have created, of course. All right, so let's look at this again. So the title of your class will be here, all right, and the class code if you're using this with the presence of your students either in the actual classroom or in a virtual classroom. All right, and your upcoming assignments and activities will be viewed here. And here you have the word stream. Stream will be what you are seeing now, the front page of your Google Classroom. So all announcements will be made here, even if you give your students any assignments. Let me just show you mine. All right, so when all right, let me just look at this. So this is the stream for my Form 5. So you can see the announcements. So any activities that I share with them will be shown here. All right, will be shown here. And if you notice, you can see how many students have turned in and how many have not. Of course, Google Classroom does not label them as students who have not turned in. It says they are still assigned to the assignment. So I will show you in a while how to get this. So this is the normal classroom, all right? So here there are no announcements made yet. Okay, so we will see in a while when we give students assignments, we will see how the announcement appears here, or you can just click and just type something as an announcement, all right, and to home. Okay, now after this tab, the next tab will be classwork. Okay, now classwork is a very big topic by itself, so I'm going to skip this for now. I'm going to go to the next tab, which says people. All right, so here, since I created this class, my name appears here and there are no students. So I'm going to bring in my students. All right, so I have some sample students here. All right, I have some sample students here. Okay, let's say I have these students. So Google Classroom has sent them an invitation. So you can see their names are not active. They are blurred. It's because these students have not accepted my invitation. So I'm going to bring you to the students' end to see how they are supposed to accept the invitation and join the class. Okay, so for that, I'm going to go to incognito. All right, so I'm going to go to this drive. So just hold on a minute. Let me, oh, it's okay. All right, so this is the student's end of the account. So what the student will do is, if if I did not provide the class code for him, all right, if I did not provide the class code, all right, if I have just sent him an invitation, what he will do is he will go to his mail, all right, and he has to open his mail. You see here, class invitation for the class that I've just created just now. So this is the student. So he has to click on the word join. Okay, so once he joins the class, there. Now he has the same look. He has the same classroom. So if you see the difference between the teacher's interface of the Google Classroom. So this is the teachers. All right. So you see that we have 4 types here. Teachers, we have stream, classwork, people, and grades. Whereas the student, they have the same interface without grades. So they are not able to look at their grades. Okay. So so any announcement that we make in our classroom will appear here for the students. So now you can, I can look at my own here. So you see, since this boy has already opened his email and he has accepted to join the classroom, so his name has become active. The other 2, so since we have not done this, so it still stays inactive. All right, so this is what it looks like for people. Right, and of course you can see grades. So once these people have already accepted the invitation, automatically their names will appear in the grades. Okay, since this is a new fresh class without any activities yet, so we can't see anything in grades. But if you want to have a look what grades look like, I can show you my class. All right, this is my own class. All right, so you can see this. All right, so all their names are here. Okay, all the lessons that they have not done, it's all here. All right, let me show you another fun one. This is a good class. All right, so you can see the grades there. All right, so you can see their grades. What I like about this is you have the overall grade. No matter how many assignments you give, you can see their overall grades. And you can see this is December. I think the first assignment they did was way back in March. So let's say if I go back to March, the name list here follows. I do not have to scroll left and right to see who is who, where, because the name follows us. All right, so I really like this. This is why I say it's very user friendly. All right, it's very convenient for us to use. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, so we have added our students here. You can also add your fellow colleagues here, your teachers, like what I have done. I showed you just now. I showed for our Form 5 programs, I have all my Form 5 teachers here. Everyone is here, so we really collaborate. We really try all our best to communicate with our students, all right? So you can add your teachers, not only teachers from your own school, but you can add teachers from other schools, from other districts, from other states. You can even have teachers from overseas. But the problem is, whoever that you have invited to join in your classroom, be it student or teachers, they must be from the same platform, from the same, sorry, excuse me, from the same domain, all right, from the same domain. So this is my MOE account. You can see that it is my MOE account. So all the students and the teachers here are teachers who have the MOE account. So I cannot bring in someone from another domain. That is why I have a few here, because all these are different domains. All right, so this one is a different domain. So you can see this is my demo domain, and this is my CEFR domain. All right. So if you want to bring in teachers or students from other domains, it's quite impossible. So whoever that you invite to join you should have an account from the same domain. All right. So that is for people. So I've shown you grades. So now let's come back to classwork. Now, when you open classwork, you can see there's a big blue button here. This button is blue because of my theme. Because my theme is blue here, so everything will look blue. Let's say I change my theme. All right, let's say I change my theme. It says here changing. So you see everything changes. So when you go back to classwork, the button has changed its color and all the titles have changed their color as well. So here in classwork, again, you have your Google Meet here, your Google Calendar, and you have one here called Class Drive folder. Let me come to this in a while. So Google Meet is the same as what you have in your stream. It's the same. So Google doesn't want you to be, going backwards and forward. Everything is there right in front of you for you to use. Right? It's very easy. And the same thing, your Google Calendar is the same. And this class drive folder is, since it says drive, so it has something to do with your drive. All right. So if you look at the drive, when you look at drive, under your folder, all right, so you have, oh my God, where is this? Let me show you mine. Let me show you my drive. Okay. Now, in your drive, you will have a folder called Classroom. So what I have done is I have put a separate color so that it's easy for me to find. All right, this one you do not have to create because Google does it for you automatically. Every time you create a classroom, it will appear inside this folder, this one folder. Let me just open this folder and show you. All the classes that I have created will be in this one folder, all the classes. All right, all the classes. And notice that every class that I have created has a separate folder, even if it's just a mock class that I created for test run, even that has a folder. All right, so what does the folder contain? So let me look at what does the folder contain. It has smaller folders of all the assignments that I have created. These are topics. All right, these are the topics. So let me toggle back to the classroom. Let me just go here and go to the classroom. Okay, so if you look at this classroom, under classwork, okay, we have topics. All right, we have topics. You see here, paper 2, section C and D. All right, so these are the title of folders that you can see here. See, paper 2, section C and D. So these titles come by the topics that we create in the classroom. So let's look at one of the folders, right? Let me just see which one shall I choose. Maybe this, no, this one. Okay, let's choose this. There. So inside the folder, you can see all the assignments that your students have turned in. All right, everything. You can see all the assignments that they have turned in, and you can see some look different, some are different. I will come to that in a while. Why they look different. So my dear friends, when you when you create a new class, all right, when you create a new class, Google will create a folder especially for you automatically, so you don't have to do it for yourself. And all the materials, whether it's from your end or from the students end, all the materials will be stored inside those folders in the Google Drive. So someone asked me a question: what happens to the materials when the classes are archived? So for your information, dear friends, when a class is no more in use, and if you have archived the class, that class, of course, will be archived or will be deleted forever. But the contents will remain in your drive up to the date that you have archived your class. All right? Up to the date. If you decide to archive your class today on the 19th of December, so all the materials in this classroom will remain in your drive until you delete it. Even though you have archived your class, the materials will remain in your drive. Okay, and you don't have to worry because it's taking up so much of space in your drive. You don't have to worry because MOE has provided us a Google Drive with unlimited storage, so you don't have to worry at all. All right. Okay, so that is for the class drive folder. So I usually advise teachers to, when they have created a new class, okay, when they are about to give assignments to their students, I always advise them to always create topics first. If it is a new class, always create topic first. All right, so for today's demo, I'm going to do at least 2 topics so that you can see. All right, so this is the first topic that I have created. Now you can create your topic by, if you are teaching Form 1 or Form 2 or Form 3, or okay, you can create topics by units in the student's book, or you can create topics by the themes that you have to teach, or you can create topics by the skills like listening, reading, writing, and so on and so forth. All right, so these will be 2 for demo purposes. All right, now after you have created your topic, now we can start to create our assignment. So let's look at this. Now, maybe you do not have this Kami assignment. So I just want to talk about this Kami assignment briefly. Teachers, if you are new to Google Classroom, it is an information to be shared that it's quite impossible to mark our students' submissions, right? Submissions of their assignment is quite impossible to do marking like how we would mark in a book. So actually there are some methods. We can mark manually. Like me, I use different gadgets. I use my phone, my handphone to mark. I sometimes use my iPad to mark, and I also use the tablet. I wonder if you all still remember the tablet that was given to all teachers. I don't know if it is the same for the whole of Malaysia, but I know most of us got a Lenovo 3, I think. Lenovo 3 tablet. So sometimes I use that because that one is quite small. I can just put it in my handbag wherever I travel. I can just take it out while traveling and do my marking. And my iPad is always on my bed. My phone is always with me wherever I go. So I can use these three gadgets to mark. I will show you in a while some screenshots of how I use that. But if you want to mark using your computer, we have this Kami assignment. All right, Kami assignment is you can get it from the web store. Go to the web store and just type the word. The Americans call it Kami. So I don't know the actual pronunciation of this application. I don't know whether it is Kami, like how we Malaysians say, or is it Kami? But since in Malaysia we call it Kami, so I'm going to just say Kami. So this Kami extension, all right, you can just install it. All right, since I already have, so it's up here, you can see. All right. So you can use Kami extension to annotate your students' submission. Either you want to mark it, all right, with a tick, or you want to highlight it, or you want. Let's just have a look at it. All right, let's just have a look at it. We have to create an assignment first, actually, to use this. So I will show this later. Actually, we have under EDDate, they have done online sharing for
One day, got a question.
Yeah.
From Aiman. Is Kami free? Is Kami free? Kami free?
Okay, I do not know how to answer that, my dear friend, because every time I tried it, it will ask you, of course, are you a teacher or a student? And even if you're a teacher, it still says trial pack. But I do have friends who have installed the same extension, the same method, but just is free. So I wouldn't I couldn't answer that because I do not use Kami assignment. All right. As I said, I use other gadgets to mark my students' submissions. So I wouldn't be able to answer that. But I know you have a 30 days trial free trial. But also we have to look at another point that when a teacher is using Kami extension, all right, to annotate the student's submission, we have to understand that the student also have to have the extension. So since like us, we are teaching upper secondary, so we can just tell our students, okay, you go home and you get this Kami extension installed in your computer, so you can do this. So the students have followed that. So when we annotate the student's submission using Kami or Kami extension, the students will get that annotated or marked submission in return. So they can see how the teacher has marked, what we have commented and all that. But if the student does not have Kami extension, only the teacher has Kami extension, whatever that you mark, the students will not be able to get it because they do not have that extension. That is the downside of it. So I would still recommend that you use other gadgets like maybe your phone or an iPad or the Lenovo that we got as a gift previously. Okay, so come back to classwork. Okay, so we are going to create. So let's look at this. First, we have assignment and then we have quiz assignment. The difference between assignment and quiz assignment will be, we'll see in a while, all right? Then we have question and then we have material and we have reuse post, all right? Before we look at assignment by itself, now assignment is a big topic. So I will go to the others first from the bottom. So we have created topic, reuse post. Now reuse post is a very, how to say, very convenient usage for us. It's very convenient for us because like what I said earlier, when you have added more teachers into your classroom, all right, maybe I can show you one example. Okay, let me go to this. Let me just show you one example. Okay, so when you click on reuse post, you can take materials that you have done in other classes, all right, that you have done in other classes, or from the classes where you have joined as a member. Now, if you see this title, Open Form 3 class is by my dear friend Cikgu Abidin from Daerah Gombak. Okay, so he is my very good friend. I have known him for a few years, but I have never met him because we only talk on Telegram. So he was very kind to add me as a collaborating teacher into his class. So we will just have a look at the class. All right. So what he has done is he has done a lot of exercises since he's teaching Form 3 just like me. So he has done a lot of exercises for Form 3 classes. So I can just go to his class and just choose one lesson that is I plan to use for my students. So I just click on it and then I reuse it for whatever class that I want to reuse. So dear friends, when you have collaborating teachers in your classroom, all right, so reuse post is a very convenient how to say sub app. Okay, it's very convenient for you. You can just among your friends, you can for example, in your panel, okay, let's say in your panel, let's say one teacher has done exercises for unit 1 and another teacher has done exercises for unit 2. So you can exchange your materials by using this reuse post. Okay, it's very convenient. And then material will be, yes, if you want to just drop in some materials for your students or for your participants to read, okay, or to watch. Okay, so you can have a look at this. So it's the same. All right, it's the same. And then you have question. It's the same. I mean, the look of the appearance of the page, it looks the same. But quiz assignment will be a little different. So I will come back to this after I have looked at assignment. So when I look at assignment, okay, since all the others are almost the same, so here you can see the title and then you have instructions. I always advise teachers to provide instructions by numbering your instructions, what they have to do first, what they have to do second, what they have to do third. So that will be very useful for all students, whether they are from the advanced class or from the weaker group. All right, you have the number. I always advise teachers to number their instructions. Okay, here you see two labels, add and create. So add will be where you add your materials that you want to give to your students. All right, and then create will be where you want your students to do the work. So let's look at add. So you can add your materials from the Google Drive or from a link, or from your computer file, or from YouTube. So there are 4 options for you where you want to the source of your material, where you are going to get it. So let's just look at one example. So what do I have in my drive that is suitable for today's lesson? Okay, let's say I'm going to choose this. This is an image. All right, I have this image in my drive. So let's look at what the image says. So there is an image, texting and driving. This one is Form 3, Unit 9. Okay, look at the two pictures on the left. What comes to your mind when you see these pictures? All right, so the students will have to write here. Okay, so I have provided this. This is the material. So, and when I have provided the material, you can see here that it says students can view file. And like what I said, every arrow, every dot, every line in Google has a function. So this triangle has a function. The drop down has more functions, that whether the students can edit the file or you want the students to get one copy each. All right, so here, since it is just an image, I'm just going to leave this as students can view the file. So where will the students do their work will be here. So before that, I'm going to just give a title for this. All right, just give a title. And the instruction. Okay, for example, so since I say here in Google Docs, so I have to provide my students the space and the material for them to work on. So I'm going to create here. So when you click on the create button, you have 5 options. You can use Google Docs, you can use Google Slides, you can use Google Sheets or drawings or Google Forms. All right, you can use. So I want you to take note that we have Google Forms here. So I'm going to come back to why we have to pay a little attention here. All right, so since my instruction says work on the Google Docs, so I am going to click on the Google Docs here. So Google will create a new document for me. All right, so I'm going to name this as test for Becker online editing, for example. So I'm going to give them, I'm going to center this and say that this is the title, and I'm going to leave it as underlined. And the text that my students are going to write will be, I want them to use a different font. Okay, so I'm going to choose a font for them. Okay, and maybe I will add some size, make it larger. Okay, so this is where they are going to do their work. Okay, for example, now I'm going to just exit this. So you see that the Google Docs is here. So since I want my students to work on this, if I leave this as students can view file, then they will not be able to do anything because they can only view it. So if I go to the next one, students can edit file. That means each and every student will be editing someone's work here. So I don't want all that confusion. I choose make a copy for each student. So meaning if I have 40 students in my class, all 40 of them will receive one copy of this. So the others will not be able to see or to disturb or to edit their work. All right, so this will be how. So we have looked at this. Now let's look at this side, the right hand side of the assignment page. So here you have for. So whom is this assignment for? So since you have an arrow here, if you click, you will see the list of classes that you have created, meaning you can choose as many classes as you want to send out this assignment. For example, I showed you my classes just now. All right, so let me go back to my classes. Come on, guys, come on. Okay, let me go back to my classes here. Okay, so if I let's say I have a lesson here, for example. Let's say I have given a lesson here. All right, let me just go and edit this. All right, so let's say I'm going to give this assignment to my students. So I can choose which classes will receive this assignment. Okay, so when I click here, you can see the list of classes. All right, here you can give to as many classes as you want. So like what I said, since we have 14 of Form 5 classes, I can click every time I create an assignment. I will click 14 classes here, so that all the 14 classes will receive the assignment for that week or for that day. Now let's say you are giving this just for a particular student, for a particular class. All right, just for a particular class, for example. So you can go here and click on the name. So when you click here, the name of that particular, the list of names of for that particular class will appear. This is where I would say that this is very applicable for CEFR, because we do have differentiating in our teaching. So if I have given this assignment, all right, to advanced students. So if I have 5 weaker students in my class, and if I know that they need more time or more coaching, all right, or more explanation on how to do this assignment, I can just take off their names. All right, let's say I have 5, so I can take off these 5 people names. All right, and I can assign to the remaining students this particular assignment. All right, let's say that 5 students that I have taken out, all right, what I can do is I can repeat this assignment, okay, and I'm going to add only those 5 students that I have taken out previously, and then I will come here for due date. So maybe I can give them more time. Maybe the advanced students will get about 2 days time to complete this assignment. Maybe those weaker ones, I can give them about 5 days to complete the assignment. All right, so that is how this I say is very, very applicable and very useful for CEFR. Okay, so we come back here. So we have all students. Here I have only 1 student. So you can, of course, depends on how many points you want to give. You can give them any point that you like, okay, that is suitable for the activity, or you can just leave it ungraded. It's up to you. I always recommend teachers to provide a due date for students, because students need the due date. Okay, once they know they have a due date, then they will start to work on the due date. Okay, and also the topic. So since we created 2 topics just now, okay, so since I'm giving my students Google Docs to write in about this picture, so I'm going to choose writing. Now what happens if I forgot to choose the topic? So let's have a look at this in a while. Okay, in a while. So what I have balanced here on this page is the assignment page, the assign button. When I click this assign button, whatever assignment that I have prepared here for my students will reach my students immediately. All right, it will reach them immediately. So if you look at this button, there is an arrow here, meaning we have more options on sending out the assignment. So when we click on the arrow, we have more options. Here you have schedule, meaning let's just try and look at this, okay? All right, so when you click on that schedule button, you get this schedule your assignment, meaning when do you want your student to receive this. For example, today is Saturday, so I have prepared this assignment, but I don't want my students to be working on this during this weekend. I want them to be working on this on Monday. So I'm going to click on this and I can choose the date on Monday and when the students will receive this. All right, I can just change the time. Maybe if I know my students are going to wake up at 10:30, for example, so I just schedule it. Meaning this assignment is already done and it is scheduled for Monday at 10:30. Only on Monday at 10:30, this assignment will reach my students. So you see here that we decided to have this topic under writing, right? This assignment under writing. But like what I said, let's say I forgot to choose my topic, but I have already scheduled this. So it will remain right under the create button. It will remain, this will be the open area with no topic. So what I can do is I can just pull this, drag this, and leave it under the topic that I actually want it to be in. All right, so let's look at this a bit more. Okay, now coming back to CEFR. Now in CEFR, we have marking criteria, right? We have marking criteria for students, how to say, product, right? The product from the student, be it listening, be it speaking, be it reading or writing. Okay, so here, since we have taken writing as an example, okay, since we have taken writing an example, right at the bottom here, if you see, there is a button called rubric. Now, this rubric actually is a big topic by itself, but I can show you briefly how to use this rubric. Okay, let me just see if I have the rubrics here. No, let me see if I have the rubrics here. Yeah. Okay. I was supposed to use this. Right, let's just create one assignment here. Let's just create this. Okay. Okay, so let's say I make a copy for each student. All right, so let's say it's 20 marks for the writing, and then let's give a due date. Let's say give a due date on Christmas Day, or on Christmas Eve at midnight. Yeah, all right. So Christmas Eve midnight, they will receive this assignment, or they are supposed to finish this. Okay, so you see that the rubric here is inactive because I have not filled in this part. So once I have filled in this part, you will be able to see the rubric. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a name, test, and number 1, complete, for example. So you see, once I have filled in this rubric here has become active. So to fill in this rubric, so let's look at what it looks like first. Right, so we are going to create a rubric. Okay, so this is the title just now. So this is what it looks like. It goes by criterion. So what I have done is actually, my dear friends, I have uploaded from the PT3 document penskoran from the PT3 last year, 2019. All right, this is the marking scheme. All right, so if you see here, you have content, communicative achievement, organization, and language. So this will be taken as our criterion. Okay, this is just an example of how to do this criterion description. So I'm going to take this. What is the for usually is fulfillment of task. right? Okay, so here the points, the highest point you can see here is 5. I'm going to close this. The highest point is 5. So I'm going to give this 5 points. You can change. You can give as many as you want. You can go more than 5 also, but it's for example's sake. So the level title, I'm going to call this excellent. And the description, I can take from here. This is the description. All right, so I'm just going to copy this back here. Oh, sorry, go back here and just paste it. So I already have the description here. All right. So these 3 dots, what do they say? Delete this level. So we're not going to use that. So you see this plus button here for the next level. So I'm just going to use the plus button. So the next level here is 3 points. All right. So I'm going to give it 3 points. All right. And the title level here will be intermediate, for example. All right. And then the description is very simple. This is, for example, difference. You can give your description that suits your marking criteria. All right. The description will be this. Sorry, you can just, I'm just going to copy and paste this, isn't it? Right. Yeah. So leave that be. Okay, and then I'm going to have another one. Under content is 1 point, and this will be the, sorry, this will be the description. Okay, for 1 point, let me say week. All right, and this will be the description. Okay, so if you notice here, we have 5, 3, and 1 point. So how about 4 and 2? So I can just click here and add 2 points. So 2 points here, it says whatever that, if you look at the DSKP, it says whatever for point 2 will be in between point 3 and point 1, right? So so the level here, sorry, this is 4. Okay, so for point 4 will be between 3 and 5. So the level here will be good, for example. So I'm just going to write here has both of level 5 and level 3, for example. Okay, as a criteria from both of level 5 and level 3. So I'm just going to just copy this, all right, and add here 4.2. This will be not weak. Let me just say remedial, for example. So the description will be has both of level 3 and level 1. Okay, now it's done. So this is for content. And if you see here, we have communicative achievement. So let me just copy this. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. So if you see up here, what I can do is, once I have done these 5 levels, my dear friends, when I have done this 5 levels, the mark will be automatically upon 5. All right, so you will notice in a while, this is the total marks upon 5. You will notice in a while when I add in the next criterion, the total marks here will change automatically to 10. Now what I'm going to do is, since my next criterion, if you look at this, since they are the same, they have 5, they have 3, and they have 1, just a little changes here in the description. So I'm just going to duplicate what I have done here. All right, so just it's very simple. Just duplicate criteria. So I'm going to change this as communicative achievement. All right, and usually for communicative of achievement is more on the how they have written the approach, the language, not to say language, the registers that they have used, whether it is formal or informal, all right, sort of that. And then you see that the points are the same. So I will leave the level as it is. So all I have to do is change the description. So let's say I'm going to change this description. I only, since it is CFR, so I only need to change the description for level 5, mark 5, 3 and 1. Because 4 and 2 will be the same. Right, so I'm just going to change this. All right, and the last one is here. Okay, so this is how we create the rubric. Okay, this is how we create the rubric. So I have just taken from the marking criteria of PT3 2019. So like what I said, the total mark here changed. When I start to add up the criterion, the total mark will change. So you can duplicate your criterion and then you can edit it, or you can create a new criterion all by itself. All right, and move criterion will be where you want. For example, if I want communicative achievement to be the first criterion, so I just click on this and it will move up. All right, so this is how we create the rubrics. So let's say when you go back to yes, don't forget to save. When you go back to class, all right, so the rubric appears here. It says that you have 2 criteria here. So when your students receive their assignment, all right, when they receive their assignment, they will be able to see the rubrics as well, and they can work on their assignment based on the criteria. Okay, so all right, now let's say I'm going to just copy this. Can I just go back and I can't add people. Oh my God. Okay, so here my class. So okay, so I'm going to add the rubric. Okay, like what I said just now. Let me just work on this quickly. Just give me a couple of minutes, my friends. I'm working on different domains here. Description will be here. I'm going to add one more just for example. So this will be 3. This is good. This is the description. One last one for the weaker one. Okay, this is 1 point. This is weak, and this is the description. Okay, I'm going to save this. All right, so the rubric is here. Okay, so the assignment is here. So I'm not going to schedule it. Must be scheduled to the future. All right, so let me just assign this. All right, I'm going to assign this. Oh my God, time flies, doesn't it? Okay, so we're going to look at the student's end. All right, on the student's end. So when he goes to his class, all right, now the student can see that the teacher has assigned a new assignment for them to work on. So all they have to do is just click on this. So this is the student's interface. This is what it looks like on at the student's end. All right, the title is here and the material is here. So if you notice, if you look at this, if you look at my the teacher's end, all right, the teacher's end. All right, this is the teacher's end. Okay, let me go back to stream. All right, on the classwork, this one. All right, let's look at this. Okay, so this is the teacher's end. You see that I have provided two materials here. One is the material for them to, for the question, for them to look at the picture and the question. And this is where they will do their works, their assignment in where they're supposed to write. Right? So this is what it looks like on the teacher's end. But on the student's end, it looks like this. So you see there's only one material here. So the Google Docs is missing. The Google Docs is missing because what Google has done is they have provided a box here for the students to see where actually they have to do their work. So it says here, the title, it says your work. So the Google Docs that I created earlier on has come inside here. So we, the teacher, do not have to separate this. We do not have to do all this. Everything is done automatically. So the material is here. Look at the picture. So the student will click on this and they will look at the picture, provide answers in the Google Docs. So they will see where is the Google Docs. Okay, the Google Docs is here. And here they have an option whether they want to add or create more materials to support the work that they have done. All right. So what they can do is they can just click on it and there. It's the same as same material that I provided earlier on. So I'm just going to write here. All right, good morning. So you see as I type, the line comes together because the teacher has already clicked on this underline button. So if the student switches it off, it's fine, isn't it? Good morning, everyone. I hope that you are doing great. Oops. Great. Please share this information with all your friends. Okay, done. Okay, now the student has already completed his essay. He's just going to switch that off. All right, now the student can see for 5 points for excellent. Okay, they have 5 points, and then they have 3 points to good for good and 1 point if they are weak. And they can also look at the explanation. What is the explanation for 5 points, for 3 points, for 1 point? All right. Now, let's go back here. Now, let's say the student has already done his work. He is satisfied. He has to turn in. So, there is a question. Are you sure that you want to turn it in? Yes. Okay, now he has turned in. The student has turned in his assignment. So, let's go and look at the teacher's end of the classroom. So you see, now one has turned in. So the student has already turned in the assignment. So let's click on this. All right, and let's click on this. Okay, so here you can see the student's work, and on your right you have the rubric. Okay, it's the same as how you looked at the student's end just now. When you click on this arrow, you have the explanation for the points. Okay, what are the criteria for the points, and you can click on this to annotate your students' submission. All right, you can comment, you can highlight. All right. And when you have done the marking, okay, and the commenting and everything, you can provide the marks, okay. When you have provided the marks, you can return to the student. So are you sure you want to return it? Yes. Okay, so the student will get his grades there. So when you look at here the grades, so you can see your student has turned in the assignment, all right, and you will be able to see the points in a while, all right. And yeah, you can view the submission. Okay, so this is roughly how we bring in rubrics. Now there is something else that I wanted to also to share with you. When you execute writing essays, okay, when you give writing essays, when you look at this, we have looked at all the elements here, and there's one last element here which says check plagiarism. So during this MCO, surprisingly, most of my students, they can write wonderful essays. Previously, I used to have headache marking their essay, their language, their vocabulary, all right. There was one particular day when I made them mark their peers, their friends' essays, and then they said, "Teacher, now we understand how torturous it is for you to mark," actually. But during this MCO, you get wonderful, flawless, attractive essays from the students. So Google has given us this to check plagiarism. Okay, now what happens is, okay, so let's just click this, all right. When you click on this plagiarism, check plagiarism or originality report, okay, to see how the students work, how original it is, or have they, just copy and pasted from some other sources, stray sources. So you can see here, you as a teacher, you can have 5 assignments with originality reports, maximum of 5. Okay, when you have your account under MOE, you have, whether it is MOE or EDD, you have only 5 times of originality report per class, per assignment, on per class. All right, so if you have 40 students, you won't be able to have the originality report, right? And this originality report is not only provided for teachers, it is also provided for students. All right, so let's look at the students' end. All right, let's look at the students' end. Okay, they can resubmit. Let me go back here. Where is that? Okay, classwork. All right, here. Where is that? By right. Oh, okay, I understand. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to click on the plagiarism report here and continue. All right, so let's say I'm going to save this. Okay, so let me just do some editing. Okay, save this and let's see on the student's end. I should have done this earlier actually. Let me just refresh this. Okay, good, great. Now, when I have switched on the originality report on my end, on the teacher's end, the student will get this option now. Now, they have the option of checking their essay. All right, they can check their essay, the one that they have written. Okay, they can. They have to click on this run. So when you click on this run, students have only 3 times. The teacher has 5 per class. Student for their own usage, they have 3 originality reports. So if they click on run, when they have written their essay, all right, here Google will notify which part of their essay has been copied from another source. Okay, Google will notify them, will highlight their essay, all right, or parts of their essay. Google will highlight and notify where they have copied from. So the students have 2 options. Either they can right click on the highlighted area and edit their product, their essay. They can edit it, all right, until originality report says that it is clear, or they can right click and cite where they took that statement from. Okay, for example, if you ask them a question about coronavirus, for example, right, and they have given you a statement about how many cases there were in the state, for example. So if Google says that that statement is taken from another source, so the students can just right click and cite where they took the source from, whether it is from an online news or an article or something like that. So that is the use of originality report. So dear friends, if you have your account here, all right, this is a basic G Suite account. So for this basic G Suite account, we are given we are able to have 100 participants in our Google Meet, right? And we have about 3 or 5 originality report usage, but we need more. So in order to get more, what I would suggest is you have to upgrade your account to G Suite Enterprise. All right. So if you want to know information about G Suite Enterprise, for you to be able to get unlimited originality report usage, unlimited difference. So you can get more information from the EDDIT team. They would explain to you how to go about it. So I am one of those people who have that enterprise facility, so I can have as many originality report usage for my class as I wish. All right. So we have looked at rubrics, and we have looked at originality report. So we have looked at all this. Now I want to show you when we talk about CEFR. Yes, CEFR. Sorry. I want to show you something that I have done with my students. Okay, this is a digital notebook for Unit 9 that I just created. Just a simple one, not a fancy one, just a simple one. So this one will be for listening, where the students click and then they can listen, and then they were supposed to listen to this audio. Can you hear? I hope you can hear.
I started a course on green technology at my local college, but I don't
think it's right for me, really. All right, this audio is something that has been prepared for Form 3, the CEFR, okay? It comes with the close-up student's book. Okay, so I have inserted the audio here so that the students will be able to listen and do the exercise that follows. All right, they were supposed to type in the words that they heard here. What I wanted to show you, dear friends, is this. This one is for speaking. If you see the tab, it says speaking. The assignment for them was to call and talk their friend. All right, they were supposed to write their friend's name and the friend's contact number. So what this student has done is he has inserted the audio. So this will be for speaking. So this is one example of how we can have the students to upload their conversation, whether it is in a group or a pair work or individual work. So please listen. This is my student.
Fatikin Salim, please off your mic.
Oh no,
Fatikin Salim.
I am sorry.
Okay.
Let me see. How come?
Am I clear? Can I continue?
I'm sorry.
Fatikin
Find the
Salim.
button. Yeah, I'm looking at.
You use handphone or? Okay. Proceed.
All right. Okay, this is an example of the conversation from my students. Okay, so where CEFR is concerned, okay, so we can come up with these types of exercises for our students, all right, where they can listen and we can also provide the same rubrics, or we can provide grading for the activities that we have given them, and also for speaking, all right, and also for reading. Okay, for reading, they're here. So they were supposed to read and match. This is the last activity that I gave them before the school holidays. All right. And then this, okay, this one is from the textbook, okay, from the student's book. And I have cited where it is from. Okay, and they were supposed to write sentences that would be for writing, and then this one is essay writing. Okay, so I gave them this homework. Okay, we are looking at the students, and so I give them this exercise for them to write. Okay, they were supposed to go here and write a letter to the friend. So they have written a letter. Okay, they have written a letter. So this is the student's account. I haven't looked at this boy's account yet. I'm just opening this. All right, this is the student's account. I want to see how it looks like for that one assignment that he turned in. There, here. Okay. So, dear friends, let me come back here. So we have looked at the elements in the Google Classroom, all right? Yes, I was supposed to tell you the difference between assignment and quiz assignment. So if you look at assignment just now, the elements here that you have title, you have instruction, add, create, and then for and the points and so on. So if you go to the others, all right, for material, it's the same. If you go to a question, it's the same, all right, add, create, and so on. But for quiz assignment, there is a little difference whereby Google will automatically create a blank Google form for you. Now, what's the difference between this Google form and the one that comes in the assignment? So in assignment, if you open Google Form, you have a normal Google Form, right? A normal one, a plain, the one that we have usually used. But if you go to quiz assignment, the Google Form that Google creates for you is already preset for you to use it as a quiz. All right, to use it as a quiz where you have the option to put in your answer key, all right, to put in how many points you want to provide, and also it is what we call the auto checked, isn't it? Auto checking. So the students will be able to see their points like immediately, and also you can import these points into the students grading section here. Okay, so that is the difference between assignment and quiz assignment. So so we have like looked at everything here, all right, except for settings, of course. Settings is where you can change the look of your Google Classroom, the stream part. Okay, so if you see here on my stream here, it says students can post and comment. So if I'm teaching a very weak class, I'm not going to leave this as active. My better classes, I will leave this here because they know how to take care of the statements that they make. But my weaker classes, sometimes they have all languages mixed up. So I'm going to only teacher can post and comment. So it's only me. All right, so the one that I wanted to show you was this classwork on stream. So here it says show condensed notifications. So let's just save this and see what show condensed notification looks like here. All right, here. So this is where you have condensed notifications. So let's look at the other show attachments and details. So you save it. Let me just refresh this. Go back to stream. Okay, so this is where you have the attachments. So you will see the attachments and you will see the details. All right, the other one that says condensed notifications, you will not be able to see the students, how many have turned in, how many you have graded, and you won't be able to see your materials that you have attached. Okay, so okay, all right, so I think I have covered most of the elements of the Google Classroom, and I hope that I have sort of tried to show you how useful it is, Google Classroom for CEFR. Now I know that when we look at our scheme of work, all right, at our scheme of work, the scheme of work is has been prepared in such a way that the lessons have been laid out for the whole year, and all the lessons are based on the student's book or very few non-textbook based activities. So where do we fit in this Google Classroom? So in 2019, when I was teaching my Form 3, what I did was, of course, for classwork, normal classwork, we will use the students' book and the teacher's book for the classroom activities. So this Google Classroom is where I give a lot of space for my students to do extra work. So I'm just going to show you some of the work that my students have done. Just going to turn this off. Oops. All right, I'm going to open this. This is my, all right. So like I showed you earlier, when you have created a classroom, when you have created your assignment, okay, your assignment here, under create, this is where your students do their work, right? So you can also use some other applications, all right, like Jamboard. So I'm going to show you this, what my students have done using Jamboard, and you can see the marking there. You can see the marking there, right? You can see how I have marked using my handphone, right? Where are your answers? Okay, so I can make all this. Okay, this is the Jamboard. This one was the last exercise that I gave them. All right, it has something to do with a very funny picture that I found. All right, it's a football in between, a football court in the middle of a jungle or some sort like that. So I asked them what they think about it. So that's why I said you can give them a lot of space for them to work on, and they love it. They love it. I also give a lot of exercises using Google Slides, right? Like what I said for my Form 5, where they have a lot of SPM trial sets for them to work on. So I use a lot of Google Slides for them to write their answers. Okay, Google Slides, and these are the work that they have done from using Google Docs. All right, and yeah, unfortunately, not all of my students are able to type in their essays like this. Some of them have done this, like this student of mine. What she did was she can access to Google Classroom using her father's handphone, she said, and then she writes her assignment on a piece of paper, and then she uploads it. Okay, so right, yeah, so I can just open the image of her assignment, and then I can, here, this one, and then I do mark. All right, I can read and then I can mark. So we do have this kind of students, all right, these kind of cases. Yeah, so I think I have, yeah, this is one example of how I mark with my handphone. Right? I wonder. Okay. So dear friends, I hope that I have shared with you my Google Classroom. I hope that you have received, you have looked at how we can actually make full use of Google Classroom and the unlimited storage and all the unlimited application that we can use, all right, for our classes. So if there are any questions,
Puan J,
yes.
Madam J, I got
Yes.
question
Yeah.
from Ahmad bin Ismail. Madam J, if we are not using GC, can we send the slide to all the students separately?
Can you repeat the question? If we are not using
GC, can we send the Google slide to all the students separately? Google slide.
Separately. Okay. When you assign your here assignment here, let's say you are using Google Slides. That is the question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when you are using Google Slide in the Google Classroom, it is the same like how you are using. You see this? You can make a copy for each student. Same with Jamboard. You open the Jamboard, you get the link, and then you just add the link of the Jamboard here and then make a copy for each student. So every student individually will get this unless you take out some of the names, so they will not be able to get it. So maybe you want to give enrichment activity for your students, only 5 of them will receive. So you just go here, you tick only the 5 students who will receive this, each will receive 1 copy. That is how I got that is how I got this. That is how I got this. All these are individual work done by students. Individual work. Okay, so
That is my answer.
did I answer his question?
Of course, right.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Maybe I hope so too. Other than that, do we have any other? Yes, using cam scanner, yeah. But some students, you know, they only have very small space in their phone. Like if they are, I have one student, when she submitted her assignment in Google Classroom, the account number was different, but the name was her name. I was very, very confused because I am the Google Classroom admin in my school. So I was wondering how she got another account number. So I called her and I asked her how come. So she said, teacher, in my house, we have 6 siblings and we have only one handphone, the mother's handphone. So when they are sharing handphones, so it's quite difficult for them. It's quite difficult for you to ask them to install a lot of application. So the basic taking photo with the camera and uploading, is I still accept. I still accept. If the students are very creative, they know how to use cam scanner and they know how to go about it, I still accept. Some of them even texted me in my Telegram group. They say, teacher, can I, because I want to do very fast, teacher, can I upload the picture in Telegram? Okay, I accept. I accept everything. Yes.
Okay, teachers and students, if you have any questions, you can on mic or just write in the message lah to ask question to Madam J. If not, we will end the sharing, right?
How about the link to the feedback form?
Okay.
Are you going to provide it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. Yes. Okay.
So if don't have any question, I will put the link sijil insert link.
Yes. So I will switch off my mic. I will switch off my microphone while you are going to do that. So my dear friends, my dear teacher friends who have been with me for the past 2 hours, thank you very much. If there were any flaws, please do forgive me. But other questions, you can ask the madam moderator to get to you. All right. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant weekend.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam J, for the valuable sharing and interesting for the Google Classroom. So I hope teachers and participants today get something new for the for the information to use in the visual class for the future. So any no question? If no question, I can share the link lah. Link CJ. So please to fill up the form for the borang penilaian for the presenter Madam J. Okay, wait I put the link for link CJ and SPL KPM. Okay. Wait. Okay. This one for the SPL KPM. Okay. Link C